So when it comes to pruning, there are some different options, especially if you're trying to prune at height. A lot of our customers, especially our professional arborist customers, still go with a fiberglass pole system, and that's what we wanted to show you real quick. You might be thinking, well, why would I do that when there are cooler options on the market, like telescoping aluminum pole saws? Sure, a pole saw like this is really nice. So you have your latches right here, and then your little button detents to extend out. And it depends on which option you go with. There you go, we're locked in. This is a 2 extension. I didn't lock the one on top, but just for demonstration purposes, the Sentai. So this is by Notch, but it's using a silky blade on top. They make a triple extension version of this. And then there's also a heavier duty version called the Nobasu. And so here, you have your silky blade. So you've got the sickle baked into it. A really nice blade, a really nice option. And you can accomplish the same thing with a pole saw system. You have a variety of fittings that you can put on the top. So you can have a pole saw head as opposed to a pruner head, and then you can mount a variety of different blades. So it gives you a lot of versatility. The thing that a lot of guys like about fiberglass is just how modular it is. I'm not connected or baked into any particular head. I can swap out my poles, I can swap out my top fittings, I can make it shorter, longer. If I break one pole in the middle, it's a quick and easy fix. I go to the store and I pick up another mid pole. With something like the Notch or silky extendable aluminum pole saw, it's a very expensive fix. Sometimes the fix is not worth the cost, and so people just buy a new one. When you drop these from any kind of height, a lot of times these poles will bend or get dented, and they quit working. So again, a modular system might not be a ton cheaper out of the gate, but it gives you a lot of flexibility and the ability to buy new and different fittings as you go. So let's recap real quickly what we have in front of us in terms of pole, saw, and pruner options. So this right here is your base pole. Again, a rubber hand grip. That's your stopper. So that's how you know it's a base pole when you see that. And then on this end, you have a female receiver. That allows you to build out from here. And how do you do that? You take something like this mid pole. And granted, all of these poles are available in different lengths from 4, 6 to 8 feet. You might even find some 10-foot poles on the market. So there's my male end connecting into my female coupler. So I just turn this from a 6-foot unit into a 12-foot unit. And I can add more poles and be as long as I want to be. Now, realistically, most customers don't go past 20 to 24 feet. At least that's what most of our arborist customers tell us. You start getting a lot of stress on these fittings. They're only made to take so much weight. As you get out to 18, 24 feet, and you have that extended out in the air, that's putting a lot of stress on these couplers. And that's usually where you see the failures. The good news, again, these systems are modular. So if one pole fails, you can simply swap in a new pole. And if you just need a new coupler, you can buy those too. So again, the whole system is very repairable, very modular. Now this is set up to do something like a quick connect end fitting. So here's a pole saw made to snap in. So that's your pruner head. The idea with a pruner head obviously is that you've got this action right here for cutting limbs. Some customers need to do that. Some need to saw. So you can have a saw head. They also make it with a quick connect adapter. And then if you have one of each, you can simply swap your heads off and on. So you can go from a pruner head to a saw head really quick and easy. Now, maybe you don't want to do that. You can have a whole separate pole set up for your pruner head. So this one has the eyelet pre-attached for your pruner rope, and then your pruner head would sit on top, and you would simply, a lot of people insert a wooden dowel into the end here, and then you drill through. So you mount your pruner head on here, drill through, secure it, and you're good to go. And you could have that permanently mounted to this pole, which is a 6-foot head pole. And then if you wanted to, you could simply swap poles on the end of your pruner setup. But really a slicker way to do it is to get attachment heads with the quick connect adapter. So you can have a saw head or a pruner head with a quick connect, and then you can just swap it on and off the end. You don't have to change poles. To pop it out, you just pull up, pull out, and you're done. It's that easy. So here's another head pole. Notice this one has no eyelet on it. So this would be more for a saw head. So you don't need an eyelet because you have no rope with your saw head. So you would simply, again, wooden dowel if you want, install this on, drill through, and secure it. And then you can change and put different blades on the end of your saw head if you want to. Locked in. So there's a couple different options for you if you're trying to set up some sort of a pole saw or pruner.